What is going on, guys? It's Panda here and we are back for some more Katawa Shoujo. And first off, I just want to apologise if I sound like I'm a bit under the weather, because I am a bit under the weather, funnily enough. So yeah, sorry about that. That's about as much as I can go into with that, and I'm pretty keen to get into this today, so let's not dilly-dally around and get into things, shall we? Good old Rin. She's gonna fuck with my mind, no doubt. Her oblivious seriousness melts my irritation with its ridiculousness. That's quite the sentence. Her oblivious seriousness melts my irritation with its ridiculousness. Say that 10 times fast. And I find the corners of my mouth turning slightly upwards again. You know what? So am I. I'll go get some food for us. What do you want? My treat. Doesn't matter. Returning with the food, I give one portion to Rin, taking the other for myself, and we dig in without a word. Well, what'd you get? I want to know what you got. Rin looks upwards, fork hanging out of the corner of her mouth. What are clouds? I always thought they were thoughts of the sky or something like that, because you can't touch them. You thought like that when you were a kid? No, last week. Maybe because sometimes my thoughts feel like clouds. Fluffy and white and slow. I definitely say slow. Like the sky was in my mind. Like my mind was the sky. Oh, Rin. I can tell by the end of this path, my brain is gonna hurt. The sky of your mind? Close your eyes and think of the sky. You won't be able to think of anything else until you stop. Alright, let's try this shit. I try it. It works. Magic? Opening my eyes, I see Rin studying me with her eyes. It feels uncomfortable because she doesn't say anything. I turn away. Clouds of water. Evaporated water. Cumulonimbus. Oh yeah, learnt that in intermediate. Or in most of your cases, grade school, I think. I think that's what it's called. You know, they say that almost all of the water in the world will at some point of its existence be a part of a cloud. Every drop of tears and blood and sweat that comes out of you, it'll be a cloud. All the water inside your body too, isn't it? Aren't we made up of like 70% of water or something? Something crazy like that. 60%? It goes up there sometime after you die. It might take a while though. Your explanation is better than any of mine, because it's true. Are you saying that Rin's explanations aren't true? That must be it. I carry on eating the food before it gets cold. The wall offers a bit of blessed shade as the sun revolves around the dome of the sky. But the afternoon is already slowly making way for the evening, so our lunch becomes more of a dinner, or whatever the word is for an irregular meal like this. 3 parts in, and you're already going out to dinner with Rin. Wow, my, you really are taking this one fast, aren't you, Hisao? Hisao boy. Despite what I decide to call it, it certainly hits the spot. I haven't eaten a bit since forever. Since forever. That's a long time. And, oh god, what, is Shizune here? My appetite filled, I let out a satisfied sigh. Rin hasn't eaten all of hers, but seems to be done with her food as well. Oh, you should probably eat it. We'll get Emi to eat it, I'm sure she'll eat it. I lean back, taking in the atmosphere. The crowd has thinned already, but the activities are still going. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. Well, it's a good day all in all then, isn't it? And why not? It's warm, kind of perfect summer day when it's hot, but not too hot for comfort. The sun will set soon. Time really has flown by. We've been sitting here for 6 hours. Yes, we have. You want to do something else now? Maybe go back to your room? Yeah. play a little bit of hanky-panky, you know, see what we get up to. See where the night takes us. No, not really. Then why'd you bring it up? Me neither. She adjusts her position and leans against the wall, and I follow her lead, relaxing my own body. For minutes on end, we sit there without saying a word. I'm trying to feel Rin's mood from her demeanour, the tension of her muscles, the tiny expressions fleeting on her face. It's no use. She's unreadable as always. The crowd swells to and fro, people happily chattering with each other. Very few people pay real attention to the mural, and even less to us. I fiddle with a few odd pebbles absent-mindedly. I think a mural, or art in this instance, in this sort of a situation where there's many other activities going on, isn't really one of the things you sort of notice or point out to other people, because it's just sort of one of the things that's there, and you would instinctively think that it was, you know, just initially something that was already there, so not something that was already created for the festival or whatever situation it is. The act of doing something just for the sake of doing something, the pinnacle of idleness. Inch by inch, the sun creeps lower and lower towards the tree line, changing the colour of the sky close to the horizon from golden yellow to orange and red as the moment of sunset draws near. I feel like my stomach is filled with lead after eating so heavily, but the brick wall feels surprisingly comfortable against my back. I try to fight against the drowsy feeling that is overwhelming me. To no avail. Oh, I tried to fight against the yawn, but to no avail. Yeah. So was my computer lagging? Don't tell me that. Fireworks! I wake up with a start. A low boom reverberates through the school grounds. After images of bright sparks flash through my vision like stars. It's the war! The war is here! The end is nigh. Something rises towards the skies from the direction of the sports field. A tail of fire trails behind it. Oh, they've launched the rockets. It's an all-out clusterfuck. Until a burst of red and yellow flame lights the sky high above the school with another loud boom. Boom. Yay! Seizure! Fireworks. The sudden flash of light against the canvas of the night sky awakens me to realise that it's actually dark already. How long did I sleep? I feel groggy and can't feel my right arm. As I attempt to flex it, I realise why. I bet Rin's fallen asleep on your arm. Rin is leaning heavily against my shoulder, almost falling on my lap. She is fast asleep, not even fazed by the fireworks. Her mouth is slightly open and her eyes are peacefully closed, a sleeping childlike face of the innocent. I shake Rin gently with my free arm to try and wake her up, or failing that, move so that my other arm is liberated from its pinch. Rin's face twitches and her eyelids shut tighter, as if to resist against waking up. You asshole! Why would you do that? Why would you wake the girl up? You should have just let her be. Ah, what a douchebag. I would have kept her, sleeping. She gradually opens her eyes and keeps them half closed, letting the light from the fireworks sink just past her eyelashes so that her green irises mirror the bright flashes of the explosions, then looks up at me and frowns. Just a while longer, okay? Rin's voice is drowsy and slow, leaving her almost unintelligibly muttered words hanging lazily in the air. It seems that she is not entirely aware of the situation. Rin's head drops back on my shoulder as she leans against me with all her weight. She snuggles against my side, trying to make herself comfortable, but making me feel very uncomfortable at the same time. Oh, don't be like that. Bro, this is the most action you've gotten since you got out of the hospital. I become intensely, almost painfully aware of Rin's warm body and the deep, peaceful movement of her chest against my arm. Her breathing soon returning to the even rhythm. can't help admiring her gift for sleeping, or the ease of mind of hers to use someone she has known for less than a week as a pillow. I used to be a really deep sleeper. I used to go to stock cars or race cars or race car meetings, whatever. I don't know what you call them in America. I was trying to think of the equivalent to NASCAR but on a dirt track, maybe. Do you still call them stock cars? Race cars? Stock cars? We call them stock cars here anyway. Shut up, don't judge me. And I used to go to sleep during those. This was when I was a little kid, like maybe 7 or 8. But hey, I managed to go to sleep with all that loud noise. The rockets rise up to the sky one at a time, breaking into flowers of red, green and gold, accompanied by the ooh and ah of the audience. I try to push Rin's disconcerting proximity out of my mind. What can I do about it? I just hope her short while really is there. One by one, the glittery bursts are born and die in a blink of an eye, colouring the dark night sky into a constantly changing abstract painting. I listen to the low booms of the explosions and Bryn's quiet breathing, trying to clear my own head of the post-awakening disorientation. Thankfully, just a while longer really proves to be just a while, as Bryn stirs from her slumber and wakes up again before the fireworks are over. I fell asleep. She finally opens her eyes completely and blinks a few times. You fell asleep on top of me. Twice. We had sex. It's okay, I used protection. You didn't like it? Oh, no, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I found a bit of trouble, putting the shirt back on, but, I eventually managed to get it back on there. Oops, sorry. Well, okay, what can I say? I absolutely loved it. Despite the inconclusive stammering, Rin sits upright, drawing herself away from me. Well, you fucked that chance up. Well, you are heavy. Oh my god, Hisao, of all the things you could have said, you said, well, you are heavy. You might as well just, you might as well just go and get her, like, the biggest dress size you can possibly find and say, listen, even this won't fit you, because you are so fat. Because that's how she's gonna see it. It's a lie. She weighs next to nothing, but I have to get a jab back at her, even if it's under the belt. My mock protest fails to draw any reaction. Good. As Rin's attention draws upwards to the flashes of the fireworks. She seems hypnotized by the colourful play of the explosions. A slight tingling sensation goes up and down in my arm as blood starts to circulate again. It's unpleasant, but it helps me to get rid of the dizzy feeling. More and more rockets rise up to the sky, the bright colours of their explosions reflecting from the clouds. Both of us stare at the fireworks fixedly through the canopy of the trees, enthralled by the show. We would get a vastly better view of the sky if we moved even a couple of yards, but neither of us bothers to even suggest it. I really do like fireworks, even though looking at them make me feel kind of sad, I think. It's like they want you to look at them so bad, so they are loud and bright, but when someone looks, they are already gone. It's like they were not even real. They genuinely look really sad about that. They are real, I can tell you that. All of this is real, you know? If you think about it, nothing really lasts for long. Even something like my life or yours is just a blink of an eye in the history of everything. Like one of those rockets. Poof, and we're gone. That was relatively deep. But we're here, aren't we? Yeah, this is reality. Rin, sitting next to me, the loud bangs of the fireworks, the vast, unlimited sky. These things are definitely real, even though they won't stay here forever. I feel warm inside, And I wonder if it's because Rin is so close to me or just the feeling of being alone. Oh no, I'll get copyrighted if I sing that. Being alive. Being alive. I don't really know what I should say next. It's alright. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. But you know, fireworks are pretty. But in the end, isn't it somehow silly to spend so much money on a fraction of a second worth of pretty sparkles? I have fireworks from, actually, my cousin, he didn't want to use the rest of his fireworks, so he bought a massive, like $200 size box of fireworks and gave them to me. I have forgotten to use them, and this was about a year ago, and so now when I try and light them, they just sort of go poof. They don't explode or anything. It's like the gunpowder's expired or something. Can gunpowder expire? I don't know. But I kind of fucked that up. Rin rips her gaze off the still ongoing spectacle and leans backwards, looking at me with a repulsed face. Wow, I never expected you to be such a cynic. Cynic is a pretty harsh word. Rather than that, I think of myself as a realist. Isn't a realist just a word for what a cynic calls himself? The final rocket goes out with a bang of silver and blue, leaving the grounds eerily silent for a moment until the crowd starts moving towards the main gate like a cattle herd. Come on, out you get! Out you get! Come on! They're herding the cattle. Wisps of grey smoke drift towards the dorms from the sports field. The pungent, sulphurous smell of gunpowder it carries along feels like it sticks to my hair and clothes. Was that it? It was a pretty long fireworks display. I can't believe you said that. I think so. You're such a cynic, Hisao. God. I stand up and stretch my sore back. Sleeping against a brick wall wasn't such a good idea after all. Yes, it was. Rin fell asleep on you. That's pretty cool. Rin stands up as well and turns to face me with an expectant gaze on her tired features. Although she seems to have trouble focusing her eyes, she is looking straight at me, something I feel has not occurred too often in the past week. Give her a hug! Give her a hug! So... I suddenly realise we have been almost on our... Wait, what? I suddenly realise we have been almost on a date here, as if by accident, even if we did nothing. But it wasn't. So why blood is rushing to my cheeks as my and my speech stammering? I don't know what I should say, especially since it seems Rin is waiting for me to say something, but luckily she solves my problem for me. Good night, Hisao. She looks disappointed that you didn't do anything. She gives me one more lingering look, measuring me from tip to toe, turns around on her heel and skips off, disappearing into the crowd. Okay. Good night. I'm left standing there, giving my response to the cooling night air. The festival turned out to be nothing like I expected. I ended up spending all day in one spot with Rin, even though neither of us agreed on nor suggested that we do anything. That's true. I just didn't have anything better to do, and evidently neither did she. Rin's warmth lingers for a while longer in my body before disappearing into the falling night. Ooh. I'll be quiet. That was interesting. I quite honestly don't know what to really say about that. Oh damn it, we're in class. It's already 8:30, but this morning's class has not yet begun. We were supposed to have physics, but the teacher is nowhere to be seen. Oh, bloody Mattel, eh? Had I known this beforehand, I would have slept into it. Suddenly the classroom door slams open and Mattel grunts his morning greeting to us from the doorway. Good morning, students. Fucking students, why do I do this fucking job? Fucking hate these kids. Yeah, right, he does not say that. Good morning, everyone! Mattel looks like he has not slept at all. The stubble is messier than normal hair, and the stained dress shirt creates a less than favourable impression. I see no stain. I'm sorry, I see no stain. His hair looks fine. I quite like the style of his hair, I have to say. There's not that much stubble. You could do with a shave, but it's nothing too over dramatic. I guess he had fun last night at the festivals too. He's been doing some of his students. Excuse my being late. I ran into unexpected problems, a hangover. I'm usually not one for festivals like this, but I hope you all had a good time. After all, these sorts of events are important for you, since they give you a short reprieve from schoolwork. No, I can't do Batman. The class replies with various degrees of enthusiasm. Mattel proceeds to take roll and get started. Right then. Today's subject is photon particle physics. Wow, this sounds exciting. Before long, I have descended into a comfortable coma-like state along with the rest of the class, letting Mattel's rambling speeches pass through one ear and exit out the other without leaving a trace. Now, who could tell us the solution to this problem? He's written a rather easy equation on the blackboard. Desperately, he tries to get the class to participate. Nobody? Come on guys. Nakai, how about you? Unfairly sighed out and cornered, I give him an answer. It causes his shaggy features to twist into a genial smile that would scare little children senseless. That's horrible. Precisely. Good work, Nakai. Or actually, if it's scaring little children, I should really say it. Precisely. Good work, Nakai. Hop into my van. I've got a lollipop. Oops. I'm both disturbed and honoured by the fact that he can remember my name only 1 week after I transferred here. He's a teacher, he should. From what I've seen, Mattel has serious trouble remembering the names of anybody else in the class, and most of them have been here since the first year.